Everybody, I wanted to share a story with you guys that happened to me today. So I had to run out and get a few things, and one of them was some nasal spray. And the only place that has that is a dollar store. Now there's 3 or 4 dollar stores in my area, but I had gone to a dollar store that I had never ever stepped foot in. I've been by it a million times on Clinton Street. And something told me, just go to that one. So I did. As I pulled in, there was a fire truck and an ambulance that was just leaving as I parked my truck. I didn't pay much attention to it. I got out of my truck and started walking towards the door. Right ahead of me was a gentleman, which I didn't know at the time. It was just a person walking in front of me. Very, very slow, very wobbly on their feet, with a cane. And as I was walking behind him, I could smell alcohol. Hardcore, like heavy alcohol. Didn't faze me. If you guys know me, you know my past, so is what it is. So as he walked to the door, he was struggling to open the door. So I just said behind him, I'll get that for you, sir. So he kind of fell back a little bit, and I grabbed his arm, and then I opened the door for him, and he walked in. There was a second door, so I did the same thing. I'll get the door for you, sir. Open that door. And he just kind of looked up at me, and you could see his eyes, yellowish, brownish, sickly looking man. By looking at him, you can tell he was a homeless guy, and he had it tough. He had it tough going. So we took a few steps into the dollar store, and he just started telling me like very, very, small talk. I grew up in Woonsocket, and so did I, and things like that. And he mentions, I said I could really go for a hot meal. So I said, in my head I'm going, Burger King's right next door. So I told him, I said, give me a few minutes, let me grab what I need to grab, and then I'll take you next door for lunch. And his eyes kind of lit up as best they could. And he goes, yeah, really? I said, absolutely. I said, just give me a few minutes. So I walk around, I try to get my stuff, which they didn't have. So I asked him, is there anything that you need here at the dollar store? And he goes, well, I can't. I'd like to get some candy. That's all I wanted was candy. So we walk over to the candy aisle, and he wanted Sour Patch Kids. So he takes the box of Sour Patch Kids, and he's going to put it in his pocket. So I said, no. What else do you want? Come on. That's all he wanted. Sour Patch Kids. So I said, all right. So we get in line. And I said, look. I said, don't get yourself in trouble. And again, he just gave me that look. Just wow. Like, okay. So we cash out. Walk over to my truck. And something was just in me saying, spend some time with this guy. So I said, look, what's your favorite? McDonald's, Burger King? And again, he looked at me and I kind of like Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I said, all right, Kentucky Fried Chicken, that's where we're going. So I helped him into the truck, grabbed his backpack and put it in the back seat. Driving down to Kentucky Fried Chicken, he's telling me that he has a hotel room on 146 by Walmart, 10-ish minutes away. And I knew what the next question was. Can I give him a ride to his hotel room? Which I wasn't going to do. I figured, hey, lunch, that's cool, you know what I mean? So we drove 2 minutes to Kentucky Fried Chicken. We walked in, and he just literally wanted a chicken. One little chicken. I said, dude, get something to eat, man. Get something to eat. Warm yourself up. Get something to eat. So I ended up getting whatever he got. And as I was waiting for the food, he had sat down. And I just happened to look over at him. and he's literally just like looking around. Now again, mindfully, he's pretty drunk. I think that's kind of his life, you know. But anyways, we got back into the truck, and somehow we just started talking about drinking, and I hadn't brought that up, and I said, yeah. I said, wow. I said, I'm going to be 7 years. May 5th, I haven't drank. I said, I'm an alcoholic. And he looked at me like, wow, wow, so cool, you know? And I was like, yeah, man. And again, that something inside of me just said, spend some time with this guy. So I did. I changed my mind about bringing him home. And I said, hey, look, let's eat your food at your hotel room. I said, I'll give you a lift. So we started driving, and he saw my auxiliary cord coming out of my radio. And he goes, oh, you use this for your phone? You hook this up to your phone? I said, yeah. He goes, can you play me a song? I said, absolutely. So I hook it up. I said, what's the song? And he goes, Save Me by Jelly Roll. Now, me and Braden had just saw Jelly Roll in September. So I said, that's a beautiful song. So I put it on. And normally I play my music around 20, 22 on my radio. He cranks this thing up to like 40 or whatever it goes up to. And I was like, in my back of my head, I'm going, my speakers are gonna pop. You know what I mean? And as I did that, I looked over, and he is bawling his eyes out. And he's singing these lyrics. And if you know the song, then it's a pretty deep song to see a person in his condition feeling it, you know. So we started driving, heading towards this hotel room. And this hotel room is on the opposite side of 146, so I had to drive pretty much down by Lincoln Mall, turn around, come back, and go to his hotel. So in the meantime, he asked if I smoke cigarettes. I said, yeah. I said, I'm trying to quit, but yeah, I do. And I had literally one cigarette left in a pack. So I said, there you go. So I give him my cigarette. He lights it. And he's bawling, you know, listening to the lyrics of the song. And it was crazy. It was crazy. An absolute perfect stranger. And I felt the need and the want to be in his presence and help him. So come to find out, I'm just gonna skip this ad. So just to find out, he has stage 4 cancer, and he has probably about 4 to 5 months to live. And just in that short time, he is talking to me like we've been friends for a lifetime. You know, and it wasn't even that much speaking. It was just like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. So I stopped by, get him a pack of cigarettes for the night. And as I'm driving, I'm thinking, that was my path. It's to meet this guy and spend an hour with him. And look at him legit as a person. And I even seen beyond the person. I saw his soul. What an incredible thing that was. I don't even know. And my cat's gonna come in the video, so I apologize for that. But it was an absolute beautiful experience. So we get to the hotel room, and we're just small talking, and he says, I'm going to say 2 things to you. Well, I'm sorry, let me backtrack a second. I said, there was a reason. His name is Al. I said, Al, there was a reason why I went to that dollar store today. I said, you're the reason. I needed to meet you. I needed to meet you. I didn't need to help you. I didn't need to do anything. I didn't need to talk to you. Something told me I needed to meet you. That's why I went to that dollar store. And he looked at me and he goes, I'm gonna say two things. He looked at me dead in the eyes and he said, thank you. That was probably, out of 42 years of my life, that might have been the biggest thank you I've ever felt in my heart. So he goes, thank you. And then he says, thank you for giving me a reason. Little does he know, the gestures that I did were simple. But I gave him an hour of my time. I didn't look at a man as a bum on the street. And let's face it, let's call a cat a cat. He's a bum on the street. But for whatever reason, I saw way past that. Literally saw this guy's soul. And we're sitting down driving, down the highway and listening to a song that he absolutely loves. And it's about drinking and it's about being stuck and wanting to be saved. And we're both, tearing up. He's bawling, I'm tearing up. So we come to an intersection and I put on a song that I listen to all the time. And I used to listen to it before I got sober, and now I still listen to it more so now when I'm sober. And that song is Fear from Justin Furstenfeld, the singer of Blue October. And I had asked him at the light, when we were at the intersection, I said, what holds us back from getting sober? And he said a couple things, and I said, right, but you're missing one big thing, L. It's the fear. It's the fear of living a different way. And after I said that, he said, yeah, living a different way when you only got 4 months, 5 months to live. And then he follows it up with, thank you for giving me a reason. That's crazy. Now, not one time did this guy ask for anything. Didn't ask for anything. Didn't ask for anything at the dollar store. Didn't ask for lunch. He mentioned where he lived. Yes, and I assumed that's where he was going. He was going to ask for a ride. But he didn't ask. He didn't ask for anything. Time. I gave him time. And I don't know who got more out of it. But I know I did. I got so much out of that. And I really put a lot of that into sobriety. Being able to be there for somebody that is literally on their last leg. Sobriety taught me that, not everybody that you see that might be laced up, on drugs or laying on the ground, drunk. It's garbage. And we're people. We have souls, we have dreams. So I wanted to share that story because I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I will never, ever forget that interaction with him, because it hopefully can give him a little bit of peace. And if I could do more, if I see him again, trust me, we're going out for lunch. We're going to go down to a nice lunch. But what I'm saying is, time is precious. And it doesn't take much to really, really make a difference in somebody's day. Hopefully he'll take that into tomorrow. He might not even remember much of it tomorrow. I don't know. I pray he does, because he made a big impact on on how I feel. It's crazy. But to my buddy Al, if you come across this video somehow, some way, I'll be thinking of you, man. And thank you for letting me spend some time with you today. And I do hope I see you again, man. I do. So on that note, I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Treat people nice. Because you just never know. Love yourself. Love people around you. And live life light.